Now that you have some concrete goals, now's when we start this process of really dialing it in. What sort of modifications do you need to make to the topic, or to your time limits, or to the goals in order for this to work? But above all, these goals are getting you to the point where you should be thinking about your speech from the perspective of the audience. Okay? If they're unfamiliar with this concept, what questions are going to pop up in their mind? Or if they're unfamiliar with this concept, what terms do they need to find? How can you think through the ears and eyes of your audience? Because that's what an informative speech is about. Being able to meet audiences where they are and achieve your goals for that audience. It's not just about what you want to say, it's about what they need to hear and understand. So, here we are. That was a very loud so. I hope that came through on the mic as echoey as it did in here. So, I said it again. So, now we're at the end of the content for this introduction to the informative speech. What I want you to do, if you haven't already, is identify a topic for this speech assignment. Take that topic and walk it through the rhetorical situation. What are the constraints that bear upon you in developing that topic for this audience, for this rhetorical situation? As you're doing that, start the process of drafting up some concrete speech goals. And then this will also give you a hint as to other research you need to do. Okay? If there's certain areas where you're like, oh, I really need to address that point, now's the time to start pulling that research together. The idea is you've got all that work now done at the end of the lecture content for this week, so that at the beginning of next week, we're going to start getting into much more precise stuff on invention, arrangement, really starting to move from that planning stage into the concrete details of piecing that presentation together. That's if you're doing it, doing a mock-up for this class. Even if you're not, I want you to take the material from this week and apply it to the very next presentation that you give, the very next informative presentation that you give in any context. Make sure you're walking through a process that allows you to develop a speech that works well for you and for your audience. Think very concretely about your speech goals, because that's going to give you a sense of purpose and it's going to be better for your audience. So that's where we are at the end of this week. I'll see you next week with some good content about informative speaking.